to the ball, Damien told them with a flourish. Mary looked, and decided the man was certainly a master of effects. The clear crystal ball began to swim with mist. As she continued to stare into it, she thought she saw fire. A fire leaping toward an unseen sky. Then the fire faded away, and she found herself looking at a desolate hillside. There were a few scrawny trees with gnarled branches, and there were people. She couldn't hear them properly, but they seemed to be chanting. Suddenly a scream broke through the chanting. She almost jumped, but she realized Brad was at her side, grinning, having fun. She had too much imagination, he always told her that, and she was too timid. She reminded herself they were repairing their relationship, that they both needed to work at it, even if he was the one who had strayed. He never would have wanted a lifetime with Brenda, she told herself. She had only appealed to him because she was brash, willing to take chances, and because she was slutty. Mary couldn't help a moment's rancor. Brad still loved her, and she knew it, but she had been hurt. Still, she didn't want to ruin their future by dwelling on the past. She was going to make some changes, starting with becoming more adventurous. Brad's hand was tight on hers. He was with her now. She believed that he loved her, and that they could make it. In the dark, and in the mist, there lie the places of danger. Let not the hand that holds you slip, for when the wind blows and the trees dip, there you find death. Damien said, "Look to the ball. Keep your eyes on the crystal." She was compelled to look back. She heard screaming again, and sobbing full of deep agony. The branches of the trees were like skeletal hands. Snow began to fall, and then suddenly she was staring at the corpse of a woman, dangling from a hangman's noose tied to one of the skeletal branches. A scream caught in her own throat as the body rotted right in front of her eyes. "Indians," Brad said. He sounded almost bewitched. "Sorry, Native Americans." She managed to tear her eyes from the deathly scene to stare at Brad. He was smiling, clearly seeing something entirely different. "The first Thanksgiving dinner," he said, marveling. She had to get out of there. "You're really good," Brad told Damien. Damien smiled at him, then turned to Mary, and she thought there was something nasty in his stare, something licentious and evil. "Touch the crystal," Damien commanded them. No, she wasn't going to do it. But she was compelled. It was a projector of some kind, she told herself. It was a holograph, had to be. Whatever it was, whatever the compulsion, Brad felt it too. Their hands still joined. They touched the crystal ball. Now, when she stared into its depths, she saw corn. Rows and rows of corn. Cornfields filled with scarecrows and an overwhelming sense of evil. Was Brad seeing the same thing now? Whatever he saw, he was staring at the ball as if hypnotized. "You are in danger," Damien told Brad. "You loved, but you betrayed, and now you're weak, and because you're weak—" He turned to Mary. "You are easy prey." Damien spoke as if the words gave him pleasure. "He lacks the faith in himself necessary to fight for you, so you will be lost in the mists of evil." Brad stood abruptly and looked down at Damien, furious. "What the hell is this? You should be arrested. We didn't come here for this kind of crap." Damien rose too. "I'm sorry you didn't like the reading, but the crystal tells the truth. It speaks, not I." Brad threw a 20 on the table, then grabbed Mary's hand firmly and pulled her out of the tent with him. Back on the pedestrian mall, they were surrounded by people laughing, having fun. A group of kids burst out of one of the haunted houses laughing. An old man, trying to avoid all the rush, slipped into a coffee shop. A woman walked by with 2 little girls dressed up as fairies. Even the dogs walking by were in costume.